Hi everyone, Imran Whitey here, co-host of the True Sports Cards radio show and podcast replay. I'm here with my son Beckett, and we're excited to have you as our listening audience. Please be sure to subscribe and follow our channel.
I'm ready to start. Let's go.
We're done.
Card Saturday, they're riding with you. Best card show in the country, it's true. So saddle up and listen, find out what you've been missing. You can be a card too.
Welcome once again to the True Sports Cards show. And with the first pick in the 2026 Card Store Draft, we select Imran Whitey from the True Sports Card Store. Congratulations.
What a pick. Well, I'd like to thank everybody.
Anthony would like to hug you. Are you okay with that? Or
let's do it after we get off the air. Otherwise, I might be too emotional.
Yeah.
I'm happy to be doing this from our studio now. We have a little podcast studio here.
Why the heck are we in a different place? What's going on? Is there something going on at your store or something?
Yeah, there could be. So this morning, as you're listening, in less than an hour from the time of the start of the show, we have Barbie Blank, a.k.a. Kelly, the WWE diva. She's going to be signing autographs, so we're going to be busy. So that's why we had to do this recording ahead of time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you going to be there?
I'm there right now. You just don't know it.
It's going to be a great time, and we're excited. And if you have the ability to drive over to the shop at 6661 Stanford Ranch in Rockland, Barbie Blank will be there from 11 to 12. We'd love to see you there.
Mm-hmm. I would like to start with a quiz before we get into the NFL draft and a lot of things going on at the store and what's going on in the hobby. But you are not going to get this right.
Awesome. Great start to the question. Go ahead.
You identify, please, the basketball player whose 2008-2009 Topps Chrome one-of-a-kind superfractor sold last week for $7,626. Same card sold for only $96 in May of 2019.
Is it a rookie card?
I believe it is.
And then just give me the team, please.
Would be Portland Trailblazers. His previous high card sale occurred in December 2023 for $2,050. But again, last week, $7,626. You will not get this right.
It's either Sebastian Telfair or Brandon Roy.
It is, in fact, Greg Oden.
Oh, my goodness.
And no one knows why.
Well, the reason why I said those two is because Greg Oden's rookie year is 07-08. So you said 08-09.
I did.
So I think you misled me on that one.
Well, that's the facts. And people are wondering if maybe it's that, people love the top superfractor cards in general.
Yep.
And the theory is that someone's trying to complete some sets or something.
They're pretty hard to get. There's only one of them.
There you go.
Yeah. I think the term superfractor has come back into the world because of Topps being back into the licensed play. Superfractor has been around, obviously, from Topps' licensing forever. And they've had baseball forever. So when we reintroduced basketball and football back into the Topps library, people are going back and going, these superfractors are pretty cool. Let me look back. Let me harken back to 2008, see what's available. So if the Greg Oden came available and they sold for $7,000, I don't think he's going to make it in the league, by the way.
I haven't given up yet. The Topps Chrome basketball set in particular from that year is considered one of the best sets. So people are trying to complete this set. It's similar. The reasoning is similar to why a Jay Cutler card sold for $12,000 last year and a Josh Rosen card sold for $26,400 in February. Still does not explain why Anthony invested thousands of dollars in Jared Stidham cards.
In 2025, early 25, I don't know if you guys follow us on Instagram, but if you don't, True Sports Cards is our Instagram handle.
I do.
You do. I had several superfractors that I ended up selling. I regret it now. I had a baby superfractor. It was out of Topps Chrome, and it was the baby superfractor. I also had a Kevin Martin rookie superfractor. Sold them for thousands. It's not like I didn't sell them for a decent amount, but had I held on to them now with Topps Chrome out in 2025, 26, kind of wish that I had hung on to them.
Next time I form a band, might be a while, but several superfractors will get serious consideration for the name.
For the name. So it's either Mookie Blaylock, Pearl Jam, which is already taken.
Yeah.
Or
And now here they are, several superfractors. Wouldn't you be interested to hear what they have?
it's a solo band.
Well,
Single person.
so far.
Single person.
So far.
Anthony, you can confirm this to me. Is 9 Inch Nails one person? Trent Reznor? He has no clue.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't believe it's not, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Trent
I know
Reznor's
Trent
one
Reznor.
dude. Yeah.
All right.
He's 9 Inch Nails.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of any other
I
bands.
am several superfractors.
I'm trying to think if there's any other bands that have one person. Owl City. You don't know who that is.
I don't.
He sang a song called Fireflies.
Sure. Fireflies, fireflies, lighting up the night.
That might have been not it.
Okay, I'm thinking of a different one.
Yes, you're correct.
All right. And who is that?
His name is Owl City, but it sounds like a band, but it's only one guy.
Okay.
So,
all right.
There we go.
See
Shut
if
up
you-
and let me just
Yeah.
shut up and just talk about cards, you idiot.
We will talk about cards. Here's 8 players who signed their first football cards on stage Thursday night 1 of the draft. So they get drafted, they see the commissioner, and maybe you saw them signing their cards.
I think before they went out, right?
Oh, is it before they went out?
I remember. I can't remember when they signed, but they walk up to a little podium that has the card on there. They sign it.
Okay, there
and
you go.
It shows them signing it. Yeah.
David Bailey, number 2 selection from the Jets. Jeremiah Love, the number 3 pick from the Cardinals. Carnell Tate, Titans, the number 4 pick. Arvell Reese, who was picked 5th and went to the Giants. Sonny Styles, the 7th pick, Commanders. Jordan Tyson, the 8th pick, went to the Saints. Number 13, Ty Simpson, quarterback to the Rams. And Reuben Bain Jr., Tampa Bay, the number 16 pick. They all signed cards on Thursday night. Michael Rubin, CEO from Fanatics, says, it says nothing less than incredible. I thank the NFL for the incredible idea. These will be worth
That's
a little bit
incredible.
more. Yeah.
You didn't say Fernando.
No, he's not on the list. I'm sorry.
Whoa.
And besides, he wasn't there.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Never mind. That makes a lot of sense.
Mhm.
Maybe he signed at his house
Maybe.
in Florida. Yeah, that kid has a good head on his shoulders so far that I've seen. I'm pretty impressed by it.
What's interesting, among other things, is there was a live reaction. We were watching, like everyone, you were probably watching, when he was selected, and you had his family, and they're a little subdued there in their living room. They had this announced the selection, and they were excited. And then later on X, NFL had a posting of his family's reaction. It was different. So people think they went back and said, you got to be more excited. And that's what they put on their social media account, the league.
All right, guys. Thanks for doing that. Let's do it again with a little more gusto.
Yes. Because in one of them, they're wearing hats. And in the other one, they're not wearing a hat. So people are going, hey.
Remember when Kirk Cousins signed with the Raiders? He said that he'd already met with Fernando, kind of the game plan as to how they were going to QB1, QB2, mentor, mentee. Like, it's such a foregone conclusion that it's like, are we really? Like, we kind of already have been excited. Mm-hmm. If we have to manufacture that excitement for social, then I guess we'll do it.
I guess so. It
just goes to show that things aren't as spontaneous as we think they are.
Well, sometimes
Except
they are,
for this
but it's
show.
like, that wasn't good enough.
Yes.
We'll do it. We don't care about the spontaneity. We just need it to look better.
Which is kind of funny because we run our show 4 times, and then Anthony then goes, okay, I'll start recording now. Let's do it.
We used to do like 7.
7.
We got down to 4 tries
yes,
now.
and now we're down to 2.
Speaking of football cards, thank you so much. Last week at True Sports Card Store, I came away with a couple of boxes of Topps Chrome football blasters. Yep. It was fun. I got a Travis Hunter rookie, Mikael Williams rookie. These were refractors. It was great. It was a lot of fun. They're really nice cards. And honestly, when I got done, I was like, I have to get more of these. I haven't yet, but they definitely got their hooks in.
It's curious to see how Topps Chrome football will line up against the values against Topps Chrome basketball. So, for example, refractor of a Cooper Flag or a Concanapple or an X-fractor, these have some real value to them, hundreds of dollars, hundreds of dollars. So I'm curious if you got a Travis Hunter. You said you got a rookie, but did you get a refractor?
It is a refractor.
So
yeah.
What kind of value is that going to hold? We'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have a chance to kind of comp it? I'll do it right now while you're talking.
It was just there's different refractors. It wasn't anything special. Just it'd be like the equivalent of a silver prism,
Yep.
which I know is different. So it's probably around $9-10.
You know reason why they use refractor versus silver prisms or hollows, right? The terminology.
Wasn't Prism like trademark for?
Reverse. Refractor's trademarked by Topps.
Oh, okay.
So that's why that's why Panini had to use silver and hollow and that kind of stuff because they couldn't say the word refractor.
Gotcha.
I guess like Kleenex versus facial tissue, something like that.
Right.
Jacuzzi versus hot tub.
Mm-hmm.
So these are proper Xerox versus copy.
Sure.
So
sure, you're on a roll.
I'm on
How many
it.
can he come up with?
I could go the whole hour just doing this. Why go to commercials when we could just go with parallels?
That's right.
Speaking of parallels, how many parallels are on the
Yeah.
in Topps Chrome? Topps Chrome. I'm looking up your Travis Hunter as we speak. Let me see if we got some value here.
I got a Jackson Dart insert. It was not a refractor, but it was an RC. And then I got a numbered card, but off the top of my head, I can't recall who it was.
I'm looking at the different Travis Hunter refractors.
It wasn't a wave refractor or a purple or a red, and it was not numbered.
I do not think that they're going to line up the same as what Topps Chrome basketball did. What's your guess on your Topps Chrome Travis Hunter? It's card number 332.
Mm-hmm.
It's a refractor by the Jaguars.
$8.25.
$8.25?
Yeah.
Is that what you said? $5.99 April 24th. So it's not terrible. It's not nothing. But it certainly isn't where
You tell me I got rinsed on my blast.
you might have gotten rinsed. Let me look at what a Cooper flag is, and I'm not lining up Cooper flag as the same as Travis Hunter because obviously there's a big gap there. But let's just see here: Cooper flag refractor silver, $23, $25. So a little bit of a gap. I'm trying to think. I guess we should line up Cooper flag with Jackson Dart.
Yeah, that would be the one.
Jackson Dart refractor out of Topps Chrome is going to be, looks like it, most recent one. Again, we're still in new product pricing.
Right.
Jackson Dart, on the 24th of April, $85.
Okay.
So still a gap. But then again, remember that Cooper has had 4 months now of product that's been out
Sure.
there,
Oh,
and
yeah.
more of it's out there. And there's other parallels now, including the blue ones that came out of the mega boxes that didn't really start in the mega boxes. The blue parallel refractor. So we'll see as this product settles down, but it's still pretty expensive.
Plus football, there's that drop off, right? There's quarterbacks and then everybody else.
Yeah. I mean, you get quarterbacks, running backs, but I would say even wide receivers are higher than running backs now. It's kind of reversed. Back in the day, it's always been quarterbacks, but yeah. So as amazing as Arvell Reese is that just got drafted number 5, or David Bailey, who was drafted number 2, temper your expectations to see that as an investment.
Unless you can get the cards they actually signed.
Right. Or they're a superfractor.
Right.
Right.
Now, I'm guessing the cards they signed will probably be a Topps Now thing where they have Topps Now cards and you get them from, or maybe they'll be in boxes. But
I was on social last night, just kind of digging around on Instagram and Facebook, and I saw that Topps had already started advertising and putting some ad dollars behind the Fernando Mendoza Topps Now first signature.
Oh, okay.
So he did do it somewhere. He did sign it somewhere.
Gotcha.
But then again, they're probably just superimposing the autograph on top of it. So.
Isn't that's what you do with your autograph?
That's what I do.
Yeah.
I
Isn't that a
superimpose.
deal where you pay for however many of them you want and randomly inserted our autographs?
What
something
happened?
like that?
Yeah, so the Topps product, and they've done this with previous Project 2020 or whatever that was called. They allow you, it was called Project 70, sorry. And what happens is on the website, you're allowed to order as many as you want. They'll print it to the demand, and then they'll insert certain numbered ones, 25, 50 autograph ones. So they never really know what the print run looks like because it's based on demand on the Topps Now. But Fernando's first autograph will be in that thing.
Do you still get a lot of Raider fans coming to your store for things?
No.
Really?
What's the generation above X? The older is it Boomer
They're
above me?
I mean, they came
Like-
for Boomer and then X and then
Yeah, so Boomer.
Yeah.
I would say that late X and early Boomer come in and do Raiders. The good old days, right? Oh, I remember watching Ken Stabler. I remember watching Jack Tatum. I remember watching Otis Sistrunk. Like guys like that will come in for nostalgia purposes. The Al Davis years.
Aren't you friends with Fred Bolitnikoff?
I wouldn't say I'm friends with him, but
Okay.
I would say that we work with him. In fact, tomorrow
He doesn't like you.
Tomorrow, yeah, he knows of me.
I've worked
Okay.
with him a lot.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say we're
I wouldn't.
friends.
I wouldn't say we're friends. He doesn't return my calls. No, in
I'm
fact,
sorry I brought that up.
no, I'm glad you brought it up because it actually segues into this perfectly. Tomorrow, which is Sunday, I'm going to be flying to Las Vegas to be part of the Bolitnikoff Foundation charity. We True Sports Cards
You
are
might want to
supplying.
call ahead.
Let him
when
know
I
that I'm
hear
coming.
about the animosity, just make sure you're still part of that.
Fred, it's me, Imran. Keep that guy behind the line. Keep that guy behind the line. Security. I'm the one provided all the items here. No, we've provided about 50 items for the auction, for the Bolitnikoff auction, and so I'm going to be there. It's being held at the M Hotel, the M Resort, and
All the
that's
hotels
exciting.
in Vegas are alphabetical.
Yes, so you go down from A and work your way to the M. So yeah, we'll be there at the M. I'm going, and then being a bystander and just kind of seeing how it's our first time working with the Bolitnikoff Foundation.
I
So
see, I
we're pretty
see.
excited about it. And Angela, his wife, who's a wonderful person and somebody that has organized lots of these events, she came in, we talked, and we agreed that we would be the supplier of the.
Is she your friend?
items. I hope so after this.
All right.
If we raise enough money. I guess it depends. They have like a meter that says how much they raised. And
Yeah.
once it hits a certain point,
Oh.
friendship is now part of the
there
deal.
you go. You got to earn it. I respect that.
It's kind of like us.
Yes.
But the gap is, I'm almost there. Maybe another 7 or 8 Topps Chrome hobby boxes will
Yeah,
do the
creeping
trick.
up on it. Yeah. Who is this again? I got to ask you another question here. What the heck is a graded goat?
It's about affordability. And I know that we wanted to talk about affordability in the hobby. It's been one of the
Yes.
biggest topics that has been hitting social media with the cost of the products.
You've been telling us for weeks, and we know,
Yeah.
those of us who've been into your store or any store, some of the products that you really want to get, the hobby boxes of good products, is like,
Astronomical.
yeah.
So-
I have to buy a car instead of that. I'm sorry.
It's not like I would describe myself as a card shop owner of a smaller to medium sized card shop. There's some really large ones out there. Burbank, David Adams in Buffalo, New York, Cards HQ in Atlanta, owned by Jeff Wilson. Those ones are huge, huge shops, and obviously they have more people coming through there. They're in bigger metro areas. There's reasons why people could come through there versus us. And not only that, but here in the Sacramento area, we're pretty saturated. I could think of at least 7 off the top of my head within 30 minutes of my shop. So, including Card Vault by Tom Brady. So when you think about the choices, there's a lot of places that you can go to get your different hobby boxes. But for the most part, we all get our sealed wax allocation from the same places.
Mm-hmm.
It's all. So it's a defined number that we have to work off of. It's just, does our margins work for the customer based on all of us fair market value that we're getting from the secondary market? Now, when it comes out first, it's the cheapest when it comes from Topps Fanatics. It's at its cheapest. And they usually do one wave. And as an example, I had one case of hobby. We're talking about 2025 Topps Chrome football. One case of hobby, one case of jumbo. Burbank, one of the largest card shops, if not the largest in the United States. We talked about it last week. 3 hobby, 1 jumbo. When it comes out with the initial pricing, we can try to set our, fair market value for that. But when Wave 2 comes out and they say, we're releasing another batch for you from Topps Fanatics, it's this price. That's the second one that people go, whoa, what happened? And that's where you feel the pushback from the customer. So where does a customer go to when the price is now 20 to 30 to 40% higher than it was just a week and a half ago? It's like, oh, we gave you a taste of this. You
Yeah.
like it? We got more. It just happens to be this much more. And it's that mentality to the customer that's kind of hurting us as hobby shops. So where do they go? They go to breaks.
Mm-hmm.
So if you see, for example, Topps Chrome, I'm going to give you some math on this. So let's say Topps Chrome Hobby on our shelf at $1,200 for football.
100, okay.
Okay. That's like, oh, it's a hard swallow for you, me, anybody really. $1,200 is a lot. In some cases, on the lowest end in Sacramento, that's an entire rent payment for your house.
Even for Anthony.
Even for Anthony, even the king of the Stidham collection.
Yes.
What's your Instagram handle? Stidham Collector 1, 2. Somebody was, Stidham's mom already had the handle locked in. So let's just say, okay, I want to get into a break, and I'm going to do. It's $50 to get into the box for one full team. You're going to get a random team. For a guy like you and I, $50, I could potentially get the Giants. I could potentially get I'm trying to think who else is in there.
In some breaks, can you choose your team? I think I've
Yes,
seen that.
and they price them a little higher.
Yes,
Like the
yes.
Giants would be a little bit more expensive.
right.
The Jets would be something low,
Yeah.
as an example. So let's just say you did $50 per team random, and that seems fair. Okay, I can get in there, not a problem. Because if you broke it up by pack, I think there's 20 packs in the box. You'd be looking at about $60 a pack for a single pack in there.
Mm-hmm.
So at 50, I'm going to get everybody on the team, including refractors, kaijus, etc., potential, whatever that looks like. $50 sounds good. Multiply 50 times 32. That's like $1,600. So the same box that I'm trying to sell for $1,200, a breaker is receiving about $1,600 plus for that. Now they have costs. If they're on a platform like Whatnot, they're paying about 11%. But shave 160 off. Now it's down to $1,440. Then they got to ship some cards off. Let's just say it's let's say 32 packs, $6 a pack. They're still at $1,400 after all expenses.
But I only paid $50.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But now that breaker, not only is he or she's selling that box at $1,400 net, but they're breaking 4, 5, 6, 7 boxes in a night. Meanwhile, they're on my shelf, and I got customers going, $1,200?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, come on.
Mm-hmm.
Can't you break it open? Can't you open it up so that way we can have a chance at packs at that? Sure, I guess I could. But as soon as I open that hobby box and Whitey Gleason comes in and opens one pack and the one autograph is gone,
Yeah.
what do I tell my customers that now looking at 19 other packs and they go, is the autograph pulled? And I go, yes. Whitey Gleason got it.
Mm-hmm.
That box is quote unquote dead.
Yeah.
So it's a hard position for a hobby shop to be in versus breakers. So in the affordability aspect of things, the consumer has to sit there and go, my option is to go with a break. And that's the unfortunate part for hobby shops. And that's the hardest part for us to deal with. And it's just,
How long has that been going on now?
well, you'd think that the name hobby box would be kind of a hobby
I
shop
assume
exclusive.
that's why it's called that. Yeah.
Yeah. So when you have a breaking company that has 10 cases of hobby and Imran Pilati True Sports Cards having 1 case of hobby, that should tell you a little bit of something. They have something called Breakers Delight.
Yes.
Right? I don't get allocated that because I don't have a Breakers account. They do, which is fine. I mean, that's the juiced ones. Very few cards, lots of hits in there.
Well, you do a lot of video stuff. You mentioned your Instagram account. We're on YouTube now. Have you ever considered breaking? And have you done some?
I did early in 2022 and 23.
Yeah.
How do I answer the question? I might be forced to.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I might be forced to because as much as I'd like to focus on the in-shop experience, I may have to diversify in order to be able to move through some of the product.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have an assembly line, imagine, do you remember I Love Lucy, the show?
I love Lucy and she loves me. Yes, I even know some of the lyrics to the
One
song.
of the most famous scenes of that was when was it Ethel?
Ethel Mertz.
Yes.
The
When they
chocolate
were-
factory?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah.
And they were trying to keep up with the chocolate that was coming down the conveyor belt.
Yeah.
And they couldn't box the chocolates fast enough. So what did she start doing? She started
You had to
putting them
eat
in her mouth.
Put them in her blouse.
Yeah,
anything.
whatever it took.
Yeah.
And it feels kind of that way with some of the product that's coming out. One after another, you're getting product after product after product. And, we have to have it for our customers. So when they put something in front of you, you as a hobby shop owner needs to have that product. Otherwise, you're going to miss the boat and an opportunity is going to be gone. So, as an example, we just had Topps Chrome football, big release, high expense,
Huge.
high expense on both sides for me to acquire it and for the customer to get it. But right behind it, which just came out on Wednesday, Bowman's basketball,
Mm-hmm.
right? 2 cases of jumbo, 1 case of hobby is what I was offered.
And by the way, just if I may interject, a really unique set.
Yeah, because it
women's
has the
basketball.
yeah,
Kind
And
of a
well,
combo platter of a lot of things.
right. And so
But
that
highly
came
sought after.
very much so. In between this and in about 3 weeks, we have Bowman's baseball 2026 coming out. So there's another big
That's big
one that's
because it
coming
has
through.
prospects and first cards. Yeah.
And right behind that, Topps Finest football.
Oh my.
So like within a month, you're getting all these monster, yeah. And the cost is high to acquire it, and the cost is high to sell it. Now, one of the things that they talked about at the Topps Industry Conference is we understand, this is Fanatics thing, we understand affordability is an issue in the hobby, so we'll always be able to give you retail product. We'll always be able to give you blasters and megas. They're calling them value boxes now instead of blasters.
Right.
And hanger boxes. We're going to make those for you. And they're trying to do some stuff. It's kind of unique, and I'll give them credit for this. This is a blaster value box exclusive parallel.
Right.
You went through the parallels last week in detail. Anthony recapped it on the reel. It was impressive. You were spitting out every single one that Anthony was putting on the reels. He was putting on each one of the parallels. And
Nice.
Anthony goes to me and he goes, "Did I do them right?" And I go, "I don't know." Like 45 parallels that you had to
Yeah,
put pictures
there's a
on. So
ton.
I think you got them right. I don't know.
It's incredible to me that Fanatics can do that, a big ticket product, one after another, and still people are still buying them.
Well, I don't know if people are still buying them, but I know
Somebody
that
is, yeah.
the hobby shops have to buy them,
Okay.
right? Their job is to sell.
But if
to
people aren't
us.
buying them, why do you have to buy them?
For another day. We'll
Okay.
talk about that for another
All
day.
right.
Right? You don't buy, you don't get.
Gotcha.
That's one of those things. It's like there's such a product demand. Shops want more, that those that pass on those opportunities, a place like Fanatics says, well, if you're going to pass on them and I've got demand over here, why am I offering it to you?
Mm-hmm.
And while that might suck for somebody that's a hobby shop owner, like, wait a minute, I can understand from the business aspect. If you just put your strictly business hat on it, it does make sense for a company to say, if I could sell the same amount of product to lesser people, why wouldn't I do that? If I could make the same amount, I would say to you, it's very similar to when I was doing speaking. I'm leaving on Monday to go to Rhode Island to do a speaking engagement for real estate. I didn't tell you that, but I'll be gone.
What time do you need me?
Yeah. And the point of what I'm saying is, I used to do it for a certain amount of money, and I was doing a lot of them. So I was like, I can't keep going on the road. So what I need to do is just maybe up my price and do less of them, but still make the same amount of money. The Fanatics consolidation is similar. Why do we need to have 700 hobby shops that we could send, X amount of product to, when we could condense it down to 400 hobby shops and send it to the same amount of product, and we're still selling? It's less headache for us as a company because we're selling it to fewer people with the same number at the same ratio. So, we as hobby shop owners, breakers, we have to take the product, not because we have to, but because it makes good financial sense for both the company and hopefully the hobby shop or breaker.
Gotcha. Which gets me back to my original question, which is, what is a graded goat?
So what we did was we created True Sports Cards. When you watch people get what the kids might call rinsed, or when I say the kids, I mean you.
Mm-hmm. I've already used that term today.
Your generation.
Yeah.
The definition is, I paid a lot of money. I didn't make very much back on it. I got rinsed.
Mm-hmm.
That's originally a Tyler Soderstrom text to me where he said that he didn't get rinsed in a box, which was pretty funny. You look at affordability and you're saying just the entry level of anything is even start to get pretty pricey.
Mm-hmm.
Hanger boxes of Topps Chrome football 2025, looking at about $50.
Hanger boxes?
If you could find them in the wild at Lids or Target or Walmart, which you never will, $25. But then They buy them, and then they run to a guy like me and say, "Will you buy them?" And I have to make a decision. Do I buy them at the inflated price that the person walked in and tried to sell it to me for? Because then I have to do an inflated price there. So, if the hanger boxes are $50 on my shelf, but the suggested retail value is $25, do I get a head scratch from my customer going, "Why are you selling it for $50 when it's $25 in the store?" And I go, "It's not. Have you found any?" "Well, no."
Right.
So it's just how far down the line do you go up? And I could tell you that if I created my own repack product, it will receive way more value than if you went to get a hanger box at Walmart, Target, or my store.
Mm-hmm.
Because you just opened what potentially would be you opened 2 boxes of Topps Chrome football.
Yes, sir.
Retail value for those 2 right now, fair market value, is $80 per box. So you spend $160, quote unquote, right? So what would you say was the best card that you got out of there?
It's probably the one I mentioned.
The Travis Hunter
Yeah.
refractor, which we saw $6. Now you're getting multiple cards in there, but if that's your best,
It's probably
card,
gone up since you checked a little bit
I looked
ago.
and it went down another 40 cents.
Yeah. Obviously,
That's tough.
the ROI is not there
It's not
for me.
But it's a lot like I always use parallel thought process. It's all like going to the casino and saying, "Yeah, I lost this time. I lost this time. I lost this time. I lost this time." But let me tell you that one time I hit the jackpot.
Yeah.
And when you hit the jackpot, but you've been playing 100 times and you hit the jackpot once, you remember that.
Those endorphins start firing.
Not the 99 losses. And so when you open 99 blaster boxes and you don't hit anything, and then you hit a kaiju, which by the way isn't in parallel for blasters, but you know what I'm saying.
Yes,
you
yes.
get something crazy like a superfractor. You'll remember that, which then feeds the endorphins to make you go get another 99 boxes before the next win. And so I wanted to do something that allowed our customers, particularly younger generation, to be able to open something and have a chance at something good.
And maybe even, in a sense, provide a rinseless product. Like you can't get rinsed.
Rinse proof.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm bringing the umbrella.
Yeah.
You can't get wet on these ones. Now, so what we did was I have a friend and partner. His name is Eric, and we worked on a couple projects together, separate of the shop. And one of them is called...
He likes you a lot better than Bolitnikov, apparently.
He does. Well, we're making money together. Bolitnikov's like, "Make me some money first, buddy,
Gotcha.
make my foundation some money, buddy, before we're friends." And with Eric, he's a wonderful investor. He owns multiple businesses, and I really enjoy working with him. But we wanted to create something that was going to be an affordable yet valuable option to people. So we created one. I happen to bring it here in the studio. It's called Graded Goats, and it
Who
has
came up with that, Imran?
the name I don't remember, so I'll take the credit. But I know that Eric and I worked on these together. So it's a bag to where there's one.
Anthony, 0 to 10. How good is that name? 0 is like terrible. 10's the best. Graded Goats for the cards.
He's using sign language. He knocked over something. I
9.
think he's holding 4, but I'm not wearing my glasses.
No, he gave it a 9.
9. Graded Goats.
Nice.
So there's 30. So on the front of the pack, it says here, find one graded card from 30 of the greatest players of all time in baseball, basketball, and football.
I have to say, when you first brought that in and showed it to me, I thought it was some kind of snack.
You thought it was Big League Chew? You thought it was
Something
beef
like
jerky?
that. Yes.
It is a snack. It's a snack of the hobby.
Okay.
That was corny. We can edit that out, right?
Nope.
Nope. Cards will be graded by one of the following companies: PSA, CGC, BGS, or SGC, with a minimum grade of an 8.
I wish I knew what the possibilities were.
On the back, if you flip it over, part 2, on the B side, players include Aaron Judge, Pujols, Barry Sanders, Brett Favre, Jerry Rice, Joe Montana, Ken Griffey, Kobe, Magic, Michael, Trout, Mahomes, Shaquille, Ohtani, Curry, and many, many more. And so you're going to be guaranteed one of those guys in this.
So that's not just that it includes them. It's one of those.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes a big difference. Yeah.
You're not going to get Wemby in here. Not saying that he's not on track to be one, but he's not there yet. GOAT stands for greatest of all time.
I was looking for like, well, who would be the whammy? And I didn't find
There's no
one.
whammy. Yeah. What's the worst? I don't even know what a worst is because they're all maybe Randy Moss. But
Maybe,
even
or Pujols or
yeah, I mean, we're
Brett
talking about
Favre,
some of
so
the,
it's just-
we're talking about goats.
Yes,
That's the whole
yes.
purpose of this. $25, and the floor of this, like the value of the card, can be no worse than $15, and the top that you can get is about $50. So it's that nice mix of giving you lots of value in a potential, and you know, in 100 of these, packs, you're probably getting 20 of them that have a value of over 30 to 50 bucks, you know, 30 to 50 bucks. Now, can you get a $4,000 card here? No. But that's what the purpose is, to create an affordable option that gives you the endorphins of ripping.
Yes, yes.
Because that's what the excitement is.
Yeah.
Right? When I play poker, whether it's a $1, $2, or
The thrill of the win.
the thrill of the win, the thrill of it. That's why I've moved to playing tournament poker, because it limits my exposure. So I'm only paying $100. I'm not worried about losing 10,000. But we're all playing for the endorphins of trying to win that tournament. So when you open a bag and you're keeping your fingers crossed, what you know is you're getting one of these 30 players.
Yeah.
So that's the guarantee. Now, is it an 8? Is it a 9? Is it a 10? Is it a BGS 9.5? You know that you have a floor. You know that
The ceiling
there's a
really is
minimum.
50. I mean, the way you're describing it, honestly, I would think there's a chance to get something worth more. No, not really.
What, at the $25 mark? Not really. Maybe we
Okay.
might squeeze a 60 in there.
All right,
And then
okay.
again, not only that, but once we bag him, if Ohtani has an incredible game, that card goes up,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So and these guys are kind of rinse proof. So
That's yes.
So if you look at it, Mahomes
noticed
had an ACL injury. None of his cards really went down. He solidified. Giannis went down with an injury this year. They didn't make the playoffs for the first time in 7 years. Giannis is not going to go down in value.
Right.
So we've kind of padded this in a way that's created that. So this is just one example. We're going to build a $50 bag, a $100 bag, a $200 bag. That way there's an affordability factor for just about everybody in this product. So that way, whether it's a kid at $25 or a Whitey Gleason that says, I enjoy this, but I'm in the $25 mark. Or you have the high roller that says, hey, I want the $200 because I want that possibility of a $500 card, knowing that the floor is a $100 card in here. That's a big deal, because if you spend $200 on a box of hobby baseball, say for example, the chances of you getting a floor of $100 and that's
I agree.
not great.
Yeah.
So this gives you some protection, and we're happy to make it. And the biggest thing about this, and I want to say this out loud, is that these will be sold in our store as well as out in the field.
I was going to ask you,
which
that's
will go
on
in
my script here, because it's
Yeah,
that
it's
sounds great, Imran. Where can I get one? You have to let me read my line.
We'll have these in the store at our shop in the next few weeks. We just have to build them. And then the reason why I'm so confident about something like this is because I'm not going to be embarrassed when they open it in front of me. And I'm not embarrassed when people open boxes from Topps or Panini or
But
whatever.
you feel badly for them.
I sure do.
Yeah.
If they get, because they literally handed me the money to give them the box. But I'm not the procurer of what's inside that box. I can't say with confidence what is in that box. With confidence, whether it's our mystery jerseys, whether it's our mystery slabs, whether it's our graded goats, I know what went in there because me or my team put it together. And we can't have people come into our store, rip the thing and go, what the hell is this? That's not how you build confidence or trust within your community. And that's not what I'm willing to do. So you're rinse proof because I have
Tremendous.
the idea that I want it to be a good product for our customers. So Eric and I have created the graded goats, and we're going to add more stuff to different varietals. And very exciting breaking news right now. Starting next week, it's going to be next Friday that it's going to be installed, May 1st. We have what's called the card drop. And it's a vending machine that's going to have not only products like Pokemon and Topps and Panini products that are physically in there that you could see the blasters or the megas or the packs that you can choose. Choose it in the vending machine, but also we'll have graded goats. We'll have mystery packs in there as well, so they can have fun with that. So that's going to be in the Arden Fair Mall starting May 1st.
I recently got a text from the great Pat Still, radio legend in Sacramento, of course. And he texted me a picture that he took at Sutter Health Park. And apparently there's a baseball card vending machine of some kind out there. I didn't know that.
Not mine, but the concept is gaining traction. There's one in Golden One Arena.
Yeah.
One in Golden One.
Weren't we first talking about these on this show maybe a year, maybe 2 years ago at the airport in Las Vegas or
Yes.
somewhere? And they said it was all PSA.
Yes.
And PSA said, that's not, we don't have anything to do
Right,
with that.
right.
So they had to kind of change that.
They had to change it, yeah. And I'll tell you that some of those that I've experienced as I go around the world traveling and I see them, I don't mind making the investment to try one of them because I want to kind of see what it looks like and what it feels like. And I could say that disappointing is a good description of what I've
Just in
experienced.
terms of what you actually
What I
get.
received, yeah. In fact, I can't remember the guy's name. It was I paid $130 for a mystery jersey that was at the it was at the Westgate Hotel.
And the mystery is, who's that?
The mystery is this is the who's who of who. It was maybe you'll know. You're both Anthony and you, Whitey, are geniuses when it comes to stuff. He was a Bears draft pick. Does the name Darrington? I can't remember the last name. It was like a who? It was
It does ring a bell.
It was a Bear.
Anything, Anthony? No.
He was a defensive player, or maybe he's an offensive player for the Bears.
Okay.
I don't think he's even in the league
He
anymore.
played on one side of the ball for the Bears.
Right,
We know
right.
that.
And now he plays on no sides of the ball.
Unless it was special teams, that was a possibility.
And so I was like, I just spent $130.
How much? I was just going to ask.
Yeah.
How much? 100 and what?
130.
Wow.
So when you get that, it's like, what is this?
Do you know what the ceiling was? Were they?
No, there was no ceiling. It was just mystery.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The mystery is why was this guy in the box? And so like for $130, that's crazy. At our shop, we sell boxes of mystery jerseys for $125. I pack them. I know what's in there. So like I put Montana's in there. I put Shaquille O'Neal's in there. I know what's in there. And one thing that you can guarantee is that it's a Hall of Famer, guaranteed. So another thing that I like to do for affordability is, let's say that we have I'm going to use Bob Lilly, Mr. Cowboy, great
Number
Hall
74,
of Famer.
if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct. You are correct. So if a Bob Lilly jersey's in there and you paid $125, you might go, okay, I know who it is. Thank you. Didn't really meet my expectations, but you can't expect, Joe Montana in every box. So what I do is I supplement Bob Lilly with another card in there, like a signed and authenticated slab PSA DNA of Bob Lilly, in addition to that jersey, which I don't necessarily say, hey, we're going to put this card in here as well, but it does make somebody feel even better knowing not only did I get the jersey of Bob Lilly, but I also got a signed card of him that's been authenticated and slabbed as well. So now I feel a lot better.
Was it Darrington Evans?
That's exactly who it is.
Darrington Evans, running back, who's had multiple stints with the Bears, primarily serving as a depth running back and return specialist. He's also played for the Titans, Colts, Bills, and Dolphins. Darrynton, Darrington Evans. He's a depth running
Anybody
back.
want a Darrington Evans autographed jersey? I have it. Just take it, please. Please
It
just
was
take
probably his, and he said, I don't
He's like
want
this. Don't have use for this. I play for the Titans now. So just affordability in general is coming into play. We're talking about that. Now, here's something else I wanted to say about the Bowman product.
This is Bowman basketball?
Bowman basketball.
Because they're both coming.
Bowman basketball, the one that just came out last week. So it's weird because when a product comes out, it really has to do with the time that the product comes out in relation to when those players are playing. 2025 Topps Chrome Football came out after the season. So we know that before the season started, who did everybody want? They wanted Cam Ward, kinda. He was probably the least exciting first draft pick quarterback in some time. Although near the end of the year, he really kind of did pretty good. Shedeur Sanders, Travis Hunter. That's who everybody wanted. I'm trying to think out of the 25 draft, who else was like up there of interest.
People around here were interested in Scattaboo, but that's not really what you're talking about.
But as the season went on, Shador didn't play. He did make the Pro Bowl though. I just did an eye roll on radio.
Anthony got 3 Pro Bowl votes.
And so Shador not really panned out to be what they expected.
At least not yet. Yeah.
Travis got hurt. So his season was nothing. And then Jackson Dart came out of nowhere. Russell Wilson was a starter. Jackson Dart came in because of ineffectiveness from Russell Wilson. And then Jackson Dart is the guy going in 2026 from the 25 product. So when that product came out, we already knew that Jackson Dart was the guy to chase. Scatterbo was the guy to chase. Hunter was a tempered. Shador, they don't even know what after this draft is who's a quarterback potentially for the Browns. Are they going back to Deshaun Watson? Is Shador a chase anymore? I don't know. So you have a lot of that kind of stuff that goes on. Tyler Warren is one that you want to chase because you know he was a guy that did pretty well that you didn't really know at the beginning of the season. Go to Topps Chrome Basketball. That was released prior to the season or at the very beginning of the season. Everybody wanted Cooper Flagg. Everybody wanted the guy on the cover. And then over time, it's like, and Edgecombe came out the gate like on fire. Edgecombe was like, whoa. Him and Maxey were scoring like 25 points a game each. It was on fire. He's cooled off since then. But then who came out of nowhere? Who was the dark horse that started running?
Con Knuppel.
Con Knuppel, right? So what happens is you have a product that's being released and people are going, whoa, let's start chasing this guy. So you're seeing prices change as the season's going because it's in action. This Bowman product's going to be unique for a while. And while the product is retail on the shelf at about between $8 and $8.50 for a hobby box, just today, Darren Peterson announced that he's going into the draft. We kind of knew that.
I think it was yesterday.
Because today's Saturday.
Yeah.
You're correct.
Right.
And then 2 days ago on Thursday, because today's Saturday,
Exactly.
AJ DeBonsa said he's coming out. So with this being
Stunning news.
Stunning news. He did say, maybe I'm going to go back to school. And
I have to check with my mom.
And we all went, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that ain't going to happen. And so as you're looking at these guys, as they announce, the product actually sees a little bit more value. And here's why. Because if, let's just say DeBonsa says, hey, I'm going to go back to school. I'm going to do this again.
As Braylon Mullins did. At UConn, not as big of a prospect.
Who's who of who?
Yeah.
And
Thomas Haw of Florida did the same thing. So
what is the possibilities that could happen? So let's just take this into account. AJ goes back to school and he has a worse season or he's injured, God forbid. Let's just say he's injured. Going into the next draft, he's not number one anymore. We've learned that from like Harry Giles or other players that were really high up and then they got injured and they just never became Greg Oden, our superfractor friend.
yes.
Once they get injured in college, it becomes a concern going into the pros. It may drop them in draft stock, etc. So that could affect their values. If you look at them, let's say AJ gets drafted number one. Let's say the Kings have him. He gets injured in the fourth game. The investment in AJ DeBonsa is so strong that the values will stay up because the Kings aren't going to give up on him, right?
Right.
So getting injured in college is a lot different than getting injured in the pros. So when you think about that, it's like, well, what happens to the values of the cards? Because if he gets injured and he's in college, it affects. But if he gets injured in the pros, it doesn't really affect as much as it would if he was in college.
That's exactly why Matt Strom of the Phillies, who is a collector, said you should collect Pokemon because he said Charizard doesn't ever tear his ACL.
That's a good
He
point.
actually said that, yeah.
And if you think about this now, provided that AJ and likely AJ, Darren Peterson, etc., they are not going to do workouts. They might meet with the team, but they're not going to be running around potentially injuring themselves before the draft. So they're pretty much locked in as fairly healthy, solid picks going into the draft, meaning that their values are going to go up. They're not going to have to worry about injuries. They're not going back to college to have a bad year. There's a lot of variables there. So a product like Bowman, can actually lift in the middle after the season's over and going into the draft, because you're now getting more guys that are in the product claiming to go into the draft, which then allows them to be kind of unrinsable when it comes to being able to be values lowered.
Speaking of new products, I thought I saw something on your Instagram. It was you with hoops. We talked about hoops coming out. Or hoops? Do you have hoops cards?
Not
already?
yet.
Not yet. All
Yeah,
right.
they haven't come
But
out
they're
yet.
coming.
I think so.
Okay. And you said Bowman basketball is coming and Bowman baseball.
Bowman basketball's out. Came out this week. And then Bowman baseball's in mid to late May. And also, what's the other one? Finest football is going to be mid to late May.
That's so soon after the Chrome football came out. That I don't know. I know that they got a late start and everything.
Lucy and
but it
Ethel
surprises me.
Lucy and Ethel with those chocolates coming down the line. And so consumers, customers, friends of the shop, be ready, because this stuff is coming out. And again, it's a difficult place to be when you're a person with a budget for your sports card collecting habits. It almost forces you into being an investor, because you can't spend thousands of dollars on boxes of hobby and just be like, cool, I'm just going to sit on all of it. You know, I opened a box for $1,200 and I got $400 worth of value out of it, or $300, or even worse. I'll just let it sit. It's just going to go sit in a box. Some people do that because I wouldn't call them lazy, but just don't have the extra time to do something with them. They don't have time to put them on eBay. They don't have time to come down to the shop. But that's still $1,200 that you invested.
Yeah.
And now it's sitting in a box worth about $200. And now Topps Finest is coming out, and you're like, I got to get that thing too. So it's just a matter of how do you get involved in this, and that's where, as we circle back to your original question, am I ever going to break? I might have to.
I think if you are looking at making money and you don't have the budget that other people have, or you don't have the budget to buy all the top cards, you have to take kind of a Moneyball approach, like Billy Bean, and they made the movie about the A's who didn't have the money to spend. But they, long story short, they look to capitalize on market inefficiencies. What's valuable that no one else knows is valuable? So how does that translate to this? I think you have to find undervalued cards and invest in them. And obviously there's some risk involved there. But otherwise, I don't know what you do.
One of the ones that really has a lot of opportunity is baseball. If you think about this, Topps has had a licensed monopoly on baseball for years now. They've been able to have both the players as well as the teams and their proper names. San Francisco Giants versus San Francisco.
Right.
Panini has not had the licensing for that, which has hurt their secondary market value on their products. So one of the ones that we have is Panini 3 and 2. You're getting 3 non-graded cards. Actually, all 5 cards are ungraded, but 2 of them are encased.
Oh,
So,
okay.
so you're getting 1 autographed jersey or relic, and you're getting another that's just a relic.
Sounds pricey.
About $500 for a box. They were at like 3 something. So they're like $500 a box.
And this is unlicensed.
Correct. So if you got a Paul Skeens autograph card in there, it's going to be about 25% less than if it was a Topps one, because it's going to say Pittsburgh instead of Pittsburgh Pirates. It's going to have the airbrushed P, the letter P off the helmet, off the cap. But that's an affordable option for you to get a Paul Skeens. How about this? That's not the word. Let me rephrase that. It's a more affordable option.
Right.
I said it was affordable. But
Maybe for you, Mr. High Roller.
Yes. As you look at me going, can I put that sandwich on layaway? So I just feel like.
See, what happened was Anthony just showed us how much time's left. So, you look. But Emron's like, giving him the nod. Like, yes.
Gotcha, buddy. I know how.
Signal
Tappity tap. I get it. Get going on this. So where's the opportunity? Like Leaf, like Wild Card. Skeens is in that stuff as far as autographs. So I just recently had a Skeens autograph out of Wild Card in my shop for like $100.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you going to find that? You're not going to find it on
There's a
Topps.
product similar to what you're talking about, Panini Prospects.
Yeah.
And
Pros and Prospects.
they're not licensed, but it's like 6 autographs a box. And for a hobby, it's, I don't know, last time I checked, maybe it's gone up like around 130, 140. And it's fun. I've gotten that from you a couple times.
They're
and
fun.
I enjoy that.
They're fun, but you're going to get a lot of Darrington Evans.
You are, but I got like a Jonah Tong. I've gotten some good players in there.
Right, and last year's
Autograph,
last year's had Wilson and Jacob Wilson and Nick Kurtz in it.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea,
I like that product.
The idea is how early can you get in on somebody on the prospect? It's called prospects for a reason.
Yeah.
Right. So in baseball, in particular, there's more washouts than ones that hit the major leagues. You're thinking about thousands upon thousands upon thousands of players, and you're only getting 26 on the roster, big league,
Mm-hmm.
and then you've got all the you've got several, double A, triple A, single A. So there's a finite amount of players that actually make it to the big leagues. So there might be thousands of prospects, but if you can hit the Nick Kurtz, the Jake Wilsons early in those products, as you said, it's like $160 for a box, and you're getting 6 autos. That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go into like Wild Card, or you go into Pulse, that's another company, Onyx,
What was Pulse?
Pulse. These are ones that you're like, who?
Yeah,
they're the
I'm not familiar
Darren
with that
Evans.
brand. I'm sure it's great.
We're going to keep using the reference. The Darrington Evans of baseball cards. But most importantly, we're looking at stuff that's going to be affordable. So like Pulse, we have a box. It's like $120. You're getting 10 autographs in it, and Nick Kurtz is in that product.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you might miss, but okay.
Mm-hmm.
You had a chance at Nick Kurtz in a box for
There's a lot
$100.
to be said for that. You know, when you get even a more expensive box and you know it's a good box and there's one auto and you're 3 packs in and I got the auto and it's Darrington Harris, then, you know, it takes some of the air leaks out of your balloon. But when you have 6 autos, even though you know there's a good chance none of these are going to be great, but it just kind of maintains its suspense.
When you could buy 10 of those boxes for the price of one box of Topps Chrome basketball, it's a little tough for you to say.
And there is
that's
potential for ROI on those too. If
For
you
sure.
Yeah.
The more you hit, the more you go. Hey, next week, you and I are, hopefully you're still going. Next week, we're going to be in Tahoe. I wouldn't say that we're going on vacation together, but we're kind of.
Sure. You don't have to say it, but, you know, it is what it is.
We'll be at the same place sitting next to each other.
Yeah.
In Tahoe at the James Taylor concert, which should be a lot of fun.
One of your favorites.
Do you know who James Taylor is?
Well, Jimmy to me.
What's going to happen is we're going to go like 4 songs in. You're going to be like, this guy's pretty good. Who is this again?
Whenever I see your smiling face.
I have to smile right back. And I'm not going to say I love you. But we love you for listening to the True Sports Card Show. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget that we're right now sitting at the Barbie Blank, a.k.a. Kelly signing that's happening at our store right now. So
Can people still come on by for that?
We start at 11, so as we're closing up this show, we're starting in about 1 minute.
All right.
So we'll see you at the shop.
Yeah, and we'll talk to you next week on the True Sports Card Show.
Numbered 101. I tell you, Imran's always cool. There's always kids inside. Why aren't they in school? They're at the card store. Talking about True Sports Card Store, yeah. Card store. Talk about True Sports Card Store, yeah. Shop and shop. New and vintage cards keep coming. Shop and shop. Keep cash register machines humming. Shop and shop. Every sport that you can name, with autographed jerseys in their Hall of Fame. Hey, come to True Sports Cards today. Draper thinks he don't have to pay. Drop off of your grade PSA. Chevy Pete, Will and James at the card store.